The fate of a Whatcom County woman accused of deadly child abuse is now in the hands of a jury. Kami Dixon stands accused of killing her boyfriend's daughter, who you see here. The trial has gone on for months, with the prosecution saying the victim suffered repeated injury at Dixon's hands.
The defense also used its closing arguments today to reinforce its version of events. The child's death was an accident. Fox 13's Frankie Thompson continues our coverage from the courthouse.
During closing arguments, Kami Dixon's attorneys showed a video recorded by doctors inside 3-year-old Hazel Homan's throat.
If we go forward a little bit, we can see something. I don't know what that is, but it looks a lot like scrambled egg to me.
The defense contends the choking accident is what caused brain injuries that led to her death in November 2019, not abuse prosecutors accused Dixon of. They say one testimony that was never heard during trial was from an investigator with the King County Medical Examiner's Office, the department that performed Hazel's autopsy.
All of the experts agreed that when you're assessing whether there's been some sort of inflicted trauma, abusive head trauma, child abuse, whatever label is put on it, that an investigation is important. You didn't hear from Nathan Gerdes, and the reason you didn't hear from Nathan Gerdes is that no investigation was done. He didn't go to the scene. He didn't talk to any witnesses, not to Kami, not to Brandon. No investigation was done.
Many times, Hazel's many injuries were mentioned in trial, like her bruises, burned hand, and infected eye. Injuries the prosecution claims were at the hands of Dixon. But the defense expert witnesses say the child had a vitamin D deficiency, making her prone to injuries and fractures.
He testified that the child had undermineralized bones. He said that his opinion was based on 3 things: the gross appearance of the bones under the naked eye, the appearance of the bones under the microscope, and a vitamin D test. The vitamin D test, if you'll recall, was so low, the level was so low, that it was below the ability of the test to pick it up.
Prosecutors argue Dixon abused Hazel over the course of 5 months, stating the medical examiner's office found 50 injuries, all at various stages of healing.
The defense would have you believe that the head trauma is just a coincidence, that multiple bruises, just a coincidence, 50 blows, just a coincidence, multiple fractures, just a coincidence, hand burn, just a coincidence, serious chemical alkaline burn, just a coincidence. Bruising noticed by Hazel's cousin, just a coincidence. Bruising noticed by the defendant's best friend, just a coincidence.
Prosecution noted that the defense paid $30,000 for their star witness to review the case, travel to Washington, and testify. Dr. Satish Chandru, a forensic pathologist, says Hazel's death should be ruled an accident or undetermined. But the deputy prosecutor says the doctor's contradictory opinions weren't credible.
Dr. Chandru testified that he can't tell if an injury is inflicted or accidental, but then he proceeded to correlate all of Hazel's injuries to accidents or trauma inflicted by EMTs or doctors. You can't have it both ways. He ignored evidence as well. He reached for an explanation to support the defendant's version of events. For instance, Kami's attempt to dislodge food by patting Hazel on the back is incompatible with bruising and substantial trauma to Hazel's low back.
Hazel's father, Brandon Homan, was in court today to support Dixon, his girlfriend. The court could hear him crying as he viewed pictures and videos of his daughter as exhibits in today's closing arguments. Dixon is charged with homicide by abuse and second-degree murder. Reporting in Bellingham, Frankie Thompson, Fox 13 News.